Hey boys and girls, it's been a while since my last upload. Seeing how some people were left rather confused by the faster videos, I thought giving the slower method another try. Took me a lot more effort, I must say, therefore the lack of viewing material this previous week. That said, our match for today is a mixed tier one against SikhRS. Channel link in description. Now off we go! I lead off with Claydol, whilst my opponent picks Jolteon to start off the bout. Not too concerned about its initial blows, I stay put and decide to launch my Stealth Rocks. Nevertheless, the foe is able to deal crippling damage right off the bat, and with no loss of health due to Life Orb, it is safe to assume Jolteon is carrying choice specs. With this valuable piece of information in tow, I can safely deploy Empoleon and endure Jolteon's attacks where Claydol could not. Certain my opponent is poised to retreat, and is still packing Yanmega, who would be severely injured if forced out to take Stealth Rock damage, I command Empoleon to scare off my opponent with Roar. Unfortunately for me, Jolteon quickly jumps back onto the scene, endangering Empoleon to a powerful Thunderbolt attack. Not wanting to lose Empoleon just yet, lest to give the foe's Hydreigon a field day, I tag Empoleon out for Claydol again. Foreseeing my ploy, Jolteon fires off another Shadow Ball, hitting Claydol with devastating force. With the first blood going to my opponent, the score stands at 5 vs 6. Undaunted by Jolteon's attack, Empoleon takes the field once more. Left in an undesirable position, SikhRS withdraws and sends out Dusknoir. Wary of Roar recalling Jolteon once more, I let Empoleon perform a Scald instead. As Dusknoir is burned by the boiling water, Empoleon is left in a comfortable position. Crippled by the barrage, I am left with an irrefutable feeling the foe will want to use Pain Split to injure Empoleon and restore itself at the same time. Unable to combat the enemy either way, I must resort to Roar once more. After sapping a deal of HP, Dusknoir is phased out, but once again Jolteon rears its ugly head, leaving Empoleon in a predicament for a second time. Confident the foe will want to unleash the full force of his Pokémon now that Claydol has fallen, I quickly shift in Roserade to scoff off the attack. As Jolteon cunningly uses Volt Switch, it departs as quickly as it arrived in favor of Hydreigon. Unsure what SikhRS beast might unleash, I stand my ground to explore its arsenal, mostly courtesy of my bulky V-spread, allowing me to take unboosted attacks. Hydreigon scourges Roserade with Flamethrower, dealing terrible yet insufficient damage to vanquish me. As my Pokémon gathers its composure and constricts Hydreigon with Leech Seed, I am led to believe the foe is carrying a Choice Scarf due to mediocre damage output for a Pokémon of its stature. As Roserade cannot bear another assault, I lift my Pokémon out of there in exchange for Empoleon. Not only will it take neutral damage from the dragon's fire attack, it will also be able to regain valuable hit points from Leech Seed, vital to a Pokémon with no recovery move. Seeing the ineffectiveness of his attack, SikhRS pulls Hydreigon back for a Dusknoir. Still keen on maiming the foe's Yanmega before Stealth Rocks are removed by Fortress, Empoleon shuffles the opposing team once more with Roar, this time dragging out Arcanine, another Pokémon weak to my entry hazard. With Empoleon becoming more and more of a nuisance to my competitor, it is imperative for my opponent to oust my Pokémon from the match as soon as possible. Not wanting to lose this edge just yet, I let Empoleon rest for now, and withstand Arcanine's close combat with a mighty dragon of my own, Salamence. Lacking any effective offensive options, Arcanine returns to its Pokéball, making room for Dusknoir once more. Foreseeing this, I utilize Salamence's prowess and strike at the opponent with Dragon Tail. As Dusknoir is forced to take another blow and leave, I'm finally able to lure Yanmega onto the playing field, dealing terrible damage in the process. Figuring his swift predator would also lack the means to combat Salamence, I repeat my strategy once more, but am quickly halted by Protect, nullifying any damage or effect my move would cause. Spotting leftovers being used by Yanmega, I feel Salamence can take any hit the bug-eyed monster may inflict with decent success. As both Pokémon gear up for the next turn, Yanmega grabs a speed boost, ensuring it will outrun anything my team has to offer. Yet, out of the blue, Yanmega throws Salamence a curveball in the form of Hidden Power Ice. As Salamence is struck by this tremendous blow, my Pokémon manages to cling to life with only 2 HP remaining, allowing the mighty dragon to defeat the opposition with Flamethrower. as Yanmega crashes to the ground. Both teams have 5 Pokémon left. Mortally wounded from the former encounter, I direct my Pokémon to use Protect. Not only does this allow Salamence to amend itself, I'm able to spot what move my opponent will lock itself into. Even though Jolteon picked Volt Switch, an attack that would finish off Salamence and provide me Switch initiative, I reckon Salamence might still prove useful against the remainder of his team. For those unfamiliar with the term, Volt Switch would cause my opponent to shift in a Pokémon first, allowing me to counter immediately by deploying one of my choosing. As Roserade cushions the foray, Jolteon scurries off, allowing our Dragon to take its place. Unable to take another punishment from this Hydra, Roserade quickly makes room for Empoleon again, who is able to dodge the incoming attack with inches to spare. Suspicious of my Roar attack, SikhRS presses the initiative and launches another Draco Meteor. Luckily for me, my stalwart Pigwin stops the attack cold due to its extensive training, creating a window of opportunity to retaliate with Ice Beam, subduing the powerhouse and bringing the score to 5 versus 4. Down but not out, the opponent summons FenixFire to do his bidding. Knowing Stealth Rocks are imminent, I hastily redeploy Salamence before the entry hazard seal its fate. As predicted, Salamence is able to squeeze itself in before FenixFire encloses the field with Stealth Rocks. Desperate to recover HP to continue the battle, Salamence wishes upon the stars to heal its wounds. Fortunately for me, FenixFire is left indifferent at Salamence's presence, thus continuing to spike the field. Certain my foe won't attack the following turn as well, mostly due to my access to Protect and the loss of Claydol, my Rapid Spinner, I forgo my defenses and strike with Flamethrower, incinerating the Bug-Steel Pokémon in the process. As FenixFire desperately holds on due to sturdy, it uses Rapid Spin to finally remove my own Stealth Rocks from the field, undoing the damage I might cause by forcing my opponent to swap Pokémon. With Salamence's wish coming true, the Behemoth is once again ready for battle. Not too sure what my opponent might employ next, I order Salamence to wish once more to preserve itself while the adversary lays down another layer of spikes, squeezing every last ounce of merit out of FenixFire before it perishes. With a second wish under its belt, Salamence is able to steel itself against anything my opponent might throw at it. In a twist of events, the enemy suddenly recalls FenixFire in favor of Dusknoir. Badly damaged from prior attacks, his Pokémon craves to use Pain Split on Salamence. Unfortunately for him, Salamence's relentless assault continues. Overcome by the burn and the abundance of weak attacks, Dusknoir is eliminated from play, settling the score at 5 versus 3. Assured the enemy's Jolteon does not pack Hidden Power Ice, else it would have been dispatched much earlier, I Protect nonetheless to explore my foe's battle plan. As experience has learned, it's better to be safe than sorry. With Jolteon locking itself into Shadow Ball, I am left to wonder why my opponent did not opt for a Stab Thunderbolt, especially with Roserade left in a weakened state. Whilst the first Shadow Ball strikes Salamence, it is able to reduce my special defense by 1 stage. As Salamence counteracts with Flamethrower, the scorching heat repays the drop in full in the form of a burn. Left withered by the previous Shadow Ball and the burn chipping away at Jolteon's life, I stall my foe out for another turn with Protect, leaving his Pokémon dangerously low on HP. As Jolteon fires its last attack, Shadow Ball hits Salamence for overwhelming harm. As the HP continues to drop, Salamence once again proves its worth, surviving the onslaught with only 8 HP to spare. As the burn will easily eliminate the enemy's Pokémon, Salamence uses Wish once more to recuperate. With Jolteon down and out, the team stand at 5 versus 2. Running out of options, my competitor fields FenixFire. Undaunted by this slow Pokémon, unable to swiftly subdue it with Flamethrower, allowing me to not only knock out another party member, lowering the score to 5 versus 1, but also revitalizing my Pokémon in the meantime. Down to his last, SikhRS has to pull out all the stops if he wishes to turn the tide. As Arcanine pounces Salamence would retaliate, the foe is once again able to deal a brutal, yet insufficient blow to this bulky flyer. A true testament to this dragon's great stat distribution. As Salamence continues to stand tall against unwavering assaults, it proves that even differently trained Pokémon can be a valuable ally to one's team, if supported by the right teammates. The moment a foe lost his super effective special attacks, Salamence was left uncontested, able to slowly whittle down my adversary. With Arcanine defeated, the match ends in a clean 5 versus 0. That was the game for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you'd like to see more. As you may have noticed, the slower versions provide a lot more detail to the story, but takes incredibly longer to process and eventually get published to YouTube. Aside from that, I've also been working on a project for the end of the month. More on that when it's due. People have also suggested I should apply at the Pokémon bit and consoles. Now, my question to you, my viewers, what version do you think would be more enjoyable? The slower versions or the faster paced ones like featured on Xenon's channel? Let me know in the comments below, and for now, FenixFire signing out.